Hi guys, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Abby and in today's video we are doing an unboxing from Grow Tropicals. So the order that I placed with Grow Tropicals includes 3 wish list plants and other plants. I was having a moment where I was just like, I've got my Abby Bloom Fund. I've always wanted some of these plants, well, some of them dating back to maybe 3 years ago that I've had my eye on the plant. I've gone to buy it on a couple of occasions and I've just not, because of the price and because it just didn't feel like necessary at the time, but I just went for it. I just placed a big order with Grow Tropicals, a plant company I've loved for as long as they've been around. I've toured their greenhouse as well. I'll link it up in the cards. Amazing greenhouse. And I think that's why I love them even more than I would if I hadn't been, because I can see all the effort that goes into them and how they keep their plants. And they're not just receive shipments in and send them out again, so the plants are healthy, that they're well looked after. They've got really, really unusual plants. Like when people say rare and unusual plants, they really can tick that box off. And they're just really nice people. So I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm probably just going to speed up the unboxing because that's maybe not the most exciting part, but I'll show you what I bought, and I'll go through prices as well, because I personally like to know how much people pay for the plants and just things in general. I think price is a really good thing to discuss, especially for things that aren't necessary in life, they're a bit of a treat, and I think you'll be surprised with some of the prices on these plants, so let's get into it. Okay, and I'm testing out my new mic for the first time, and I'm really nervous. I've not quite understood how it works because I couldn't figure it out last time, and now it seems to be like the easiest thing. So I'm going to keep stopping and checking it's recording. But I've got my receipt with me on my emails. The first box is this one. It's a good size. It's not massive, but it's a good size. And then the second box that I received is this one. So it is bigger. I feel like I know what's in this one, I think. And I know that the moss pole alternative is in there. I would hope it would be in there because it's a toolbox. But I think all the other ones are in here. So I did order, so Grow Tropicals have their website, so you can see the plants that they do on the product page, the main category page, and you can see it says prices start from. So they have different sizes, like different size options of different plants. So you can click in it. If there is a smaller size available or not a bigger size, the bigger size will be grayed out. And when you click on the variants or the size that you want, it shows you the image of the size that they're suggesting. A 9 centimeter pot plant looks like this. If you click on a 20 centimeter pot, it will show you a bigger plant. There were a few times where that didn't automatically come up, but I could tell the size. So it's not like I'm looking at, being completely delusional and looking at a big plant and it's going to arrive small. So yeah, let's just crack into this. Okay, it's actually a lot easier to unbox than I thought. It's packaged really well. So maybe we will do kind of like a reveal this way. I can see there's plants here. I'll try and keep as much of this as possible because I do sell a lot of my babies pre-loved clothes that I buy pre-loved. I resell them on Vinted, so packaging is always great. So yeah, a bit of soil spillage, but I suppose, like I always say, it's expected. Right. So let's get them all out. Okay. Oh, they've sent a heat pack as well, and that's still really warm. This was dispatched yesterday, and it's still really warm. If I held that, that would heat my hands up, so it's like, it's still working. Okay, cool. So this is the box. It's got the 2 plants in it, although I think that they've grouped them. So we'll put that to the side. Okay, and then this is the second box. Okay, so I'm wondering if there's been some plants missed off, but I know Claire did this as well and she saw them. So I do need to look, but I've ordered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plants, but 6 different plants. 2 of them were the same. So there's one in here in the big box. The moss pole's not in the big box, and I don't know if they've emailed me since saying part order. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, we'll get cracking. Okay, this is the first plant I'm going for. This is an Alocasia. I'm not amazing with Alocasia, so this was a plant that I really had to think about when I ordered. I paid $13.99 for this. I think a lot of these were in the sale, but I don't have the original prices, which is annoying, I know. It's really nice to know how much they are full price. Oh, there's multiple in here. Okay, cool, that makes sense. This is probably exactly what happened to other people. So, yeah, we'll show you a sneak peek because they're just so cute. There's a sneak peek of what we are looking at. So I'll start with the one I was talking about. Oh, I'm so happy. I was a bit worried. I was like, oh no, they missed off some plants. But okay, this is going to take a while because they're actually like stuck in here together, which makes sense, but it's a bit of a challenge. So that took a lot longer to unpack because everything was so securely like bound together. I did that off camera, but I haven't taken a good look at the plants. I've just unwrapped them and kind of put them to the side, and now I'm going to show you and have a look at the actual plants that arrived. So I definitely was thinking, oh, they must have like missed some off, because normally I'm used to plants being individually wrapped, but in this instance, the Grow Tropicals kind of like put 3 together and then packaged it up, like individually packed it so all the soil and stuff would stay compact in one pot, but put 3 pots together and then wrap the cardboard around it, which is kind of like genius, you know? Like there's less movement, there's less like, it's less bulky, but yeah, it worked. There doesn't seem to be any damage, which is great, but I will take you through them now. I've got my list in terms of my receipt here. So we'll start with the first one. I could be so wrong. So this is the Alocasia I was talking about. I saw the picture of this and the images were on the screen. I thought this was a really cool looking plant, as in like really cool. And we all know I had an amazing Alocasia dragon scale. It didn't go into dormancy for years, and then it did. Then it never made a comeback. But I wonder if this is a different name for an Alocasia dragon scale, because it looks exactly the same to me, ish, kind of ish, not. So this is an Alocasia Sinuata, and this was $13.99. And this is the plant. It does look different to an Alocasia dragon scale a bit. My one was very green and blacky. This is very like silvery, and yeah, but it does kind of make me think that it's a different name, because on the image it didn't have this bit, and that's what I thought was really cool. But I imagine this is a juvenile version of the image, because they did have the option for the bigger size, but they didn't have it in stock. And I think they all might start like this. But yeah, it's different to what I thought, but I really love it. And it's an Alocasia, so like I said before, it was a bit of a risk, but with it being £13, I thought, and it's a nice size, I thought I would see how it goes, you know. One big leaf, and then there's another growth point. No, there's not. That's not a growth point. That's an old thing. But I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. And yeah, that's the first one. So this next plant is a wish list plant. I have loved this ever since the day I laid my eyes on it. Never in person. I haven't actually looked at it properly yet either. I'm just so excited. I'll put the name on the screen. It was $21.99, I think. It's a smaller one. This one I was nearly checking out without, and I was like, I'm gonna have to pay for postage, which is £7 if I don't make it over £100. And I was like, just do it. I've always wanted this plant ever since I saw it, which has probably only been about 18 months. But yes, it's this beautiful plant. I love it so much. It's like the new leaf is like kind of ready when it comes in, and then it goes to this really beautiful colour. I love like the heaviness of this. But yeah, it's just really, really pretty. There's a new leaf here as well, if you can see. Yeah, it's so cute. It's cool. They've called it Ficus Moonshine, which is what I kind of knew it as, but I didn't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so happy with this. This is so beautiful. It's one of those plants that you have to appreciate from above. But yeah, this is so lovely. Yeah, nothing else to say other than it's a good one. And these next two are the same. So this is another wish list plant. I actually wanted to buy this on a moss pole. I'd say about 6 months ago, and it was £160, £160, and it was a very mature one. The leaves were really, really good, as in like the top ones were really mature. They weren't in great condition. I remember that. It was at Dean's Garden Centre, and it was like, I said, do you have any more left? And he was like, no, that's just it. And there was something holding me back, and then I started seeing the prices coming down and down and down and down. So this is it. It's a Cebu blue. I've got two of them. The soil on this one is like almost tipping, so I'm not going to tip this one, but I've got two. These were $5.99, which is insane. Yeah, I love this. I was showing my husband my list, and he was just like, he didn't really react to this one, and I was like, you don't understand. In person it's like a silvery blue, because I did have like a small cutting of this, but as I've said before, I'm not really into cuttings as much as I am full plants now. But yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I love the shape of the leaves. Like, they're elongated, they're veiny, they're silvery blue, really beautiful. The new leaves come in like a really shiny, more neon green, and then they kind of go blue. I'm so glad I've got a cordless hoover. Soil everywhere. But yeah, I got these two Cebu blues, and I'm very happy I made the choice for two. So yeah, they're a bit damp. All of them I believe, have just recently been watered, which is totally fine, but it just means that I need to somehow clean the soil off the leaves without getting the soil off the leaves without getting the actual soil in the pot wet, unless I just brush them off or blow it off. But yeah, they are the next two plants I bought. So this next plant is, I'm just making sure it's the right one because you've got a white knight and white wizard. So it's the Philodendron White Wizard, and this was £4.99, so you can imagine it's very small, but really beautiful still. So again, like I said, first time I'm looking at it now. I mean, for £4.99, I don't know what you should expect, but I think it's really, really pretty. So here it is up close. Like, I love this leaf. I was just looking at some of the newer leaves. And yeah, I like it is beautiful. It's tiny, but it's beautiful. That kind of gives me like, oh, I'm not going to be able to remember the name of the plant now, but yeah, the bottom growth is like very unusual. It's like all the leaves, the tiny ones, it's like a new growth point, are all white, like mega white. But it is really pretty. I will also check these over after. I completely trust Grow Tropicals, completely. But for my own sanity, I like to just do it. I mean, if you're going to order plants from somewhere and you know, and you want to have the reassurance that they manage pests, they look after their stock and quarantine things before they, like I said, come in and go out to customers again, then you can trust Grow Tropicals to do that. But for my own peace of mind, I do like to do that. So yes, the White Wizard, $4.99, super cute. I've got the perfect pot for it as well. So this next plant is a wish list plant. I have wanted this. So I wanted the Ficus Moonshine for about a year, 18 months. I've wanted the Cebu Blue for about 3 years, and I've wanted this plant for about 18 months, maybe 2 years. So it's, and I've had many opportunities to buy this, but I haven't because the variegation has been low. And this is okay. It's okay. It's a nice plant. It's an Epipremnum variegata. So again, I love the leaf shape. It's very similar to the Cebu Blue for obvious reasons. This one's got secondary fenestrations, which I don't know if you can see, because I can see because the light shines through from the other way. But it is quite a full plant. Multiple growth points. Like, this is a really pretty leaf. The variegation's not huge. It's okay, but it looks like there's a few growth points in here. So it looks like one of the growth points has nice variegation, and then the other one not amazing, but okay. Like, I like how the secondary fenestrations come in like this, but also wholly as well. Can you see the holes? You can see there's loads of them. I don't know if you'll be able to see very well. Multiple growth points. So there's a new leaf here. I've got a new leaf here. New leaf here. Can you see that one? Another one there, which is a super skinny one. But yeah, multiple growth points. Size-wise, for $10.99, amazing. This definitely wasn't a sale, but I can't obviously remember what it was before. But yeah, I just kind of want this one to grow wild and do what it wants. So yeah, I'm very happy with this one. Would I have liked the variegation to all be like this? Yes. Is that, you know, asking too much? For the length of time I've been looking at these in person and online, I think I'm asking for too much. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, excited to see this one grow. This one is the last plant I'm going to show you. You're going to be like, why? Why did you buy that? Because the first one I had arrived with, I think this is the only plant I've ever had that has had multiple problems. It had spider mites and it had thrips. Those issues went further. They went to all my collection. It was over a year ago, because it was before Magnus arrived. It took me so long to get rid of like all of the problems that came with it. It was a crawling version, which was super awkward. This is a climbing version, so I'll show you what this is. So I'm going to come back a bit for this one because it's huge. But this is a Philodendron Mamei. It is smaller leaves, much smaller than leaves than the huge one I had. The huge one was originally £250, down to 110. I did pay 110, which is ridiculous. And then the prices just absolutely plummeted. However, because it had so many problems, the garden centre could tell and could see, and that's why it was in the clearance. They were very apologetic and they gave me a full refund, and it died and caused me many problems. So was it worth it? No. But I love the plant, and this is, like I said, a climbing version of it, and it's really beautiful. It's one to like really fill in space, you know. So I love this. This was, off the top of my head, £75 down to 29, which I thought was brilliant, you know, £29. It does need a stake. I'm a bit gutted I didn't order more alternative moss poles, because this needs a moss pole. But yeah, the leaves are really, really beautiful. It's got the backs of the leaves when, you know, they're ruffled, which the last one had, if you can see just here, it's all ruffled. Really pretty. 2 growth points as well, so really generous amount of plant, and it looks really beautiful like this, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this one. I'm so happy to have it back, and the leaf size is so much more manageable, because the other one was huge, but because it was crawling, it was like there was like 5 huge leaves, and yeah, it needed its own space, had it not been yellowing, infested, everything like that. So yeah, this is the final plant. Got a new leaf coming through here, which is really exciting. It's only subtle but cute. And yeah, that's it for the plants, but I'm going to show you the alternative moss pole. So this is the alternative moss pole, and from the top of my memory, this was $9.99. It's sustainable in the sense that air miles, you know, it's made locally, as in Europe, I think. I don't know where other moss poles are made though. So, but it's the materials it's made out of are to kind of like represent, or kind of like be a bit similar to bark. So how like a tropical plant would grow up a tree. Rather than moss poles, which aren't actually moss, especially the ones that are commonly bought, they're cocoa coir. And I've never had roots, you know, like really get in there. If you're making your own moss poles and you're keeping the moss wet, amazing, but I haven't got time for that. They get really expensive, you know, when you build like a substantial size one. And it's just not, I wanted to try this. So this is something, I'll put it on the screen, and I'll put it on the screen what it is, but it's something and potato peel, and I love the potato peel part of it, so I was like, oh, I have to have this. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can totally see why they say it's similar to bark. I'm not sure what these are. Oh wait, there's holes in there. They're holes. So is that where you? Oh, that's where you put your Kirby grips. Yeah, you can see right through it. So there's nothing stopping you putting something in there, like something wet, like moss. But I don't know why you would. This is really, really cool. So yeah, it's like proper rough, and I'm gonna test this on my elbow that is in desperate need of some support. I like it. I'm excited to try this, but I'll keep you updated on how this goes. So that's it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.